Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. This bulletin is coming to you live from the Joy 99.7 FM studios. Kokumlemle in Accra, our digital address GA0993341. Also live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across the country including Pad FM in Delmongo, Jubilee FM in Keta, and Sunshine FM in Boko. It's on ABN Radio in London and around the world at myjoyonline.com. The news is brought to you by UMB Bank, UMB Speed Up, Digibank, Let's Go, SuperSem, Build Your Dream, and Telesol 4G, just a touch. In this edition, police investigators in the Ashanti region scrutinize call records and messages on the mobile phone of murdered sub-chief of the Asantehene as the search for his killers gets underway.
I went home only to hear later someone had been murdered in the same vehicle. We all rushed to the scene and found the body in the vehicle.
This afternoon, a news conference by the Regional Police Command is ongoing. We'll be there live. Also, police officer has been shot and killed in the region. We'll bring you the latest. Also in this edition, lawyer of some Men's Gold customers, Amanda Clinton, challenges CEO Nana Pia Mensah to show evidence he's owed by a Dubai-based company if he wants government support to retrieve the money.
He has not provided any evidence of a Dubai judgment. And if he has that evidence, everybody would put pressure on government to go and collect Ghanaians' money.
All right.
So right now, it's marketing.
Ghana losing thousands of Ghana cedis to smuggling as the illegal activity booms at unmanned points in Elubo in the western region.
Sometimes we bring them because they say Cote d'Ivoire rice is cheap. That is why they send out the money. We go there to buy them, bring it here.
We'll tell you how the smugglers mock border officials who lack speedboats to chase and arrest them in our series, Porous Borders. We have sports.
The National Sports Authority and the Ghana Athletics Association have been told to bury their differences and focus on Team Ghana at the ongoing African Games in Morocco.
And later in the bulletin, popular comedian Calibos talks about life and his rap for love rap music.
Calibos, Mama V, Ava. All
these and more coming up on the Midday News with me, Emefa Apo. Do stay for details. And in our very first story for this afternoon, police in Kumasi have begun studying the call records and messages on the mobile phone of the murdered sub-chief and close relative of Otumfuo Seitu II as part of investigations to apprehend the killers. The body of 46-year-old Nana Kwejo Afojo was found in the backseat of his Toyota Land Cruiser at Ebom on the Ejura Nkranza Highway with multiple knife wounds. The accounts of two eyewitnesses helped the police to retrieve the mobile phone. The Regional Police Command is set to address the media on the matter. But Love FM's Ohiming Terrier has been following the situation in our reports.
The two individuals came in handy for police investigators by helping, for instance, to retrieve the late chief's mobile phone, which has proved critical. Police say the communication device contains vital information useful for further investigation. The farmer's farm is located a few meters from a spot where the late chief's attackers attempted to abandon and set his body and vehicle ablaze. What appeared to be obstruction by the farmer forced the alleged killers to drive off about 400 meters away on the Ejura Nkranza road to execute their plan.
I saw a vehicle approaching at about 4 p.m. on Sunday. It hit a rock by the roadside and nearly landed into a ditch. Amid shouting, I called a young man to help attend to the occupants. I dashed towards the scene, but the vehicle moved again at top speed away. I went home only to hear later someone had been murdered in the same vehicle. We all rushed to the scene and found the body in the vehicle.
The priest, Bismarck Ajimai, arrived there just on time and volunteered to quench the fire set to the late Nana Fuduo's vehicle. With some members of his church on a return journey from a prayer session, he deployed his fire extinguisher before other motorists joined to douse the flame.
We saw that this Land Cruiser was on fire, so I stopped and the other vehicles too stopped. I brought my fire extinguisher and they brought theirs and we managed to put the fire off. So somebody opened the back seat And then we saw somebody dead. And I said, wow, somebody is dead. And the thing looked like the person was killed and put in the car because there were no bends on the person. So I quickly took my car and went back to Ashayim, which is a village nearby, and reported to the police there. And there was even a phone. I gave it to the police.
So what motivated Bismarck to dare save a burning vehicle before discovering a dead person was in there?
It could be me, it could be you. So if I were the one, I would expect someone to come to my aid. They passed, I think they were scared. So when they saw that I stopped, they also stopped. I can't see a vehicle burning, not knowing what was happening, and I would just pass by. So I had to just stop.
From Kumasi for Joy News, Ohimin Teria reporting.
So that's Ohiming Terrier's report there, and he joins us on the line. I must say that he's a member of the security desk here at Joy News. So Ohiming, we'll come to you shortly, but I'm told also that the regional police headquarters, there's a press conference currently underway. But the death of the sub-chief, one of the war marshals of the Menchia Palace, will hurt the Asantehene Otumfuo Seti II. Now that's according to a monarchical historian, Osei Bonsu Safo Kantanka. He says the late chief, who until installment was a chief driver of the Asantehene, was not only a relative but also a close confidant to the king. We can listen to Mr. Safo Kantanka.
Asantehene is one of the most important chiefs within the palace setup and within the Ashanti kingdom in general. Now he is one with whom the king has dedicated or delegated to some special duties. And one of his special duties is to protect the golden stool. That is, any time the golden stool is out before the king, normally the golden stool walks at war times before the king. And Asantehene is one unit. His group fight in front of the golden stool. That is to say, protecting the golden stool as well as protecting the king. Many other groups do a lot of work, but his is important because very close to the king.
So that's Mr. Safo Kantanka there telling about the role of this sub-chief who is supposed to be protecting the golden stool. But Ohiming Teria is with us on the line. So Ohiming, you've been following the story. How does the Asante feel about this development?
For now, the Asantehene is yet to make official statement on the incident. But Mr. Osei Safo Kantanka, who is also close to the Menchia Palace, says the Asantehene is hurt by the death of Nana Afuduo. He, until his becoming the chief, was a personal driver and the chief driver of the Asantehene, and also a close relative of the Asantehene. And he says he's hurt by his death.
He's from the paternal side of Asantehene. That is the past queen, Nana Afiokubi Sewampem. His father is from Asampohene's house. So that is why Asantehene is known as Afuduo. Asantehene's father was Afuduo. And therefore, the grandfather of Asantehene. That is the link. The second link is that Asantehene we're talking about today was the driver of Asantehene, the present Asantehene Osei Tutu II. He was his driver for a very long time before he became the Asantehene. And becoming the Asantehene was the one who requested that such a person could be accepted to the position of Asantehene. Without the Asantehene could not have come to place.
So you have a monarchical historian, Osei Bonsu Safo Kantanka. Ohiming, now, has the police spoken about the latest development?
Not at all, MFA. The police is about to start a press conference. I'm told they will address the media and also talk about the developments as far as the killing of the chief is concerned.
Stay a while longer in the region, Ohiming, because we are told about the shooting of a police officer. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yes, this is a police officer identified only as Benjamin. Yesterday, at about 8 p.m., we were told he was given a lift by a gold dealer. So whilst on the way to his destination, a group of armed robbers attacked the vehicle where the policeman was in. So he was shot in the process, but unfortunately died on arrival at the St. Michael Hospital at Agresum.
You have Ohiming Terrier of our security desk here joining us. We are following that development, and as and when we get it, we'll bring you more in our subsequent bulletins. But a lawyer of some customers of gold dealership firm Men's Gold is challenging the CEO of the company to provide evidence that he is owed by a Dubai-based company. The chief executive, Nana Appiah-Mensah, called a news conference yesterday asking the government to support him to retrieve $39 million he claims is owed him by the company Royal Diamond Horizon.
The Chief Executive Office of Men's Gold, Nana Appiah-Mensah, as part of his demands, is also asking government to come clear on which state institution has regulatory oversight for his line of business.
Assist us make full recovery of the amount owed Men's Gold by Horizon Royal Diamond in Dubai. To unfreeze our companies and my personal bank account and asset for us to utilize these as vehicles to get productive in order to meet our liabilities owed to our customers and some business associates. As of now, Brew Marketing Consult, Men's Gold and I cannot credit or debit any bank account in Ghana. To clearly give direction as to which government agent or agency has jurisdiction to regulate the activity of gold collectible or jewelry trade in Ghana, just so we can apply for the necessary certifications in order to proceed with our business in a fair and sound manner.
He would not say exactly when he intends to start paying the dividends and deposits of his customers.
We cannot assess money. We just can't assess money. We can't, do without the bank account. So we'll definitely, publish the timelines, but we'll need you to be just a little bit patient.
He has also been responding to allegations that he fled the country in the heat of the Men's Gold controversy.
I would interest you and everybody, all and sundry here, to note that I did not escape from Ghana to Dubai. I don't want to commit anybody to anything. But the day before I would depart, I informed the Yoku. As a matter of fact, we can check Yoku's record. Okay, I signed in at their front desk. I visited Yoku the day before I departed our jurisdiction.
But Amanda Clinton, who represents some customers of the firm, says Nana Appiah-Mensah must do more to deserve a state intervention.
I think the customers should remain focused because Namwon is a master marketer. And at the end of the day, even after this whole thing happened in terms of sex intervention, Men's Gold was given 6 months or 7 months before bank accounts were frozen. And I can tell you point blank, there was very little in those bank accounts in any case. The second point is, with situations like this where it's a large amount of money and the issue of fraud has been brought up, at the end of the day, there was no payment plan, and we can set up a sub-account. Everybody can set up a sub-account. Auditors can set up a sub-account. The government can set up a sub-account to receive these funds. But he has not provided any evidence of a Dubai judgment. And if he has that evidence, puts pressure on, and everybody would put pressure on government to go and collect Ghanaians' money.
All right.
But right now, it's marketing. It's pure marketing for men.
You have Amanda Clinton. She's lawyers for some aggrieved customers of Men's Gold. This is the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. Now, persons who are convicted for engaging in illegal mining could now serve up to 25 years in prison. That's contained in an amended mining law. President Akufo-Addo revealed this during a meeting with members of the Council of State.
It was brought to me yesterday for my assent. So it is now law. But the Parliament has amended the mining law and heightened considerably the penalties for those engaged in illegal mining in the so-called galamsey. We're talking about minimum sentences of 15 years, maximum 25 years. We have increased the punishment for foreigners who intervene illegally in this industry. We've had to take away some of the discretion of the judges. Largely because, Madam, with the greatest of respect, they're not cooperating on these matters. Yes, people are caught, flagrant acts, they're taken to court, granted bail. And then at the end of the day, they disappear, etc. A lot of these Chinese people who are caught, they've been brought to court, they're granted bail, we don't hear of them again, only to hear that they have resurfaced in the country. So we felt it was important to take away the discretion in the judges. It's unfortunate that should be so, because all of us should be able to trust the judges also to do their bit in stamping out crime and its consequences in our society. But that doesn't turn out to be the case. So this is another important step that we've taken in this fight against Galamsey. As I said, it was only yesterday that so it is now fully law, and it will be now publicized.
President Akufo-Addo, presidential correspondent Elton Brobe is at that meeting and joins us with more. Elton, first tell us a bit more about this bill.
So this is an amendment to the original law, which has been in existence for a while, but because of the nature of it, government thought it wise to take it back to Parliament for some amendment to be made. Like the President explained, for now we have specific punishment regime for people who engage in illegal mining, and that would guide the judges to ensure that people who are brought before them for engaging in illegal mining are sentenced according to what Parliament has passed.
And in his interaction with the Council of State members, are they hopeful that this will be the way to resolving this illegal mining situation?
Absolutely, and I must say that the Council of State members came with their own set of demands. One was government reaction to the issue of vigilantism and general indiscipline in the country, and also the banking crisis. President Akufo-Addo's response, as far as the banking crisis, for example, is that government has so far spent 13 billion cedis in dealing with issues that came up after the collapse of the 7 banks. Now, remember that the Bank of Ghana last week also revoked the licenses of some saving companies. For President Akufo-Addo, they are even yet to sit down and work the numbers and then come to a conclusion as to how much government is required to take from the national coffers to ensure that people who have money locked with some of these defunct savings and loans companies are dealt with. And he blamed activities of the Bank of Ghana, especially in the past, for supervising over this rot that has brought the country to this particular stage.
Presidential Affairs correspondent Elton John Brobe. Now to the Western region, and Ghana could be losing thousands, if not millions, of Ghana cedis to smugglers at various unapproved routes at the Elubo border. The smugglers who transport goods at a fee for people looking to evade duties at the unapproved route have been emboldened by the lack of logistics on the part of immigration and customs officials stationed there. Western regional correspondent Inathalia Kwanzaa traveled through 6 out of 10 unapproved routes and interacted with some of the smugglers who show no sign of fear for immigration officers.
It is business as usual. 3 young men in a canoe fully packed with rice and other goods paddling towards what they call their landing sites. At the bank of the river Tano, another group of young men load bags of rice into a tricycle. They tell me they had been contracted by a shop operator in Takrade to buy these bags of rice from Ivory Coast and use this route to evade duties they consider too expensive. They seem unperturbed by our presence and make no attempt to stop.
Sometimes we bring them because they say Côte d'Ivoire rice is cheap. That is why they send out the money, we go there to buy them, bring it here. See, because of the duty that they were doing at border side, it's very high, it's very expensive, so people can't do the duty. If the government can reduce the duty for them, they also can pass that place.
I want small money, then go to school. That's why I'm here. And what I know that this place is like illegal place that they wish.
Theophilus Annan is a resident here. He takes few minutes off his quiet time here at the riverside to walk me through how goods are transported here every day to and from Ghana and Ivory Coast.
Okay, when they close the border, people would like to use this road to go to wherever they want to go because of time. So when they get there, those guys over there, they will cross them and collect some money from them. But there are many, to be frank with you. I can't tell you a specific number, but there are many, especially market days, for instance, and in the evening.
I have come to Cocoa Town, about 10 minutes drive from Cocoville. Here, I meet a queue of canoe paddlers waiting to offer transportation service to anyone who wants to smuggle goods from Ghana to Ivory Coast. Their destination from here is usually an Ivorian community called French Nungwa. An Okada driver, Kwekunimo, not his real name, takes me to French Nungwa. He tells me unapproved routes here in Cocoa Town are as busy as the main Elubo border. He says the people who transport the goods have tactical means of frustrating immigration and customs officials. For residents here, the unapproved routes have become hubs of economic activities, boosting their local economy. They cannot be bothered about any negative impacts.
To be sincere to you, this route has helped this community a lot.
It is 30 minutes after 7 p.m. and the main Alubo border is closed. I see people busily transporting goods and persons to the river tunnel. I have been informed illegal transporters like these stay on the river till 12 a.m.
They were afraid to pass here, so we try to convince them so that they can pass and go.
In Athalia Kwanzas reports there, the midday news will take a quick break. When we return, we'll tell you about the arrest of a middle-aged man who climbed the monument at the Obeche Lamte roundabout and attempting to take his own life.
Me handle pressure our country. Last 4 years, me the hamako so me kejetia. Adi am see pressure bi show. Na you ka pressure the man for unye na worry. Unye na wonwo.
And also later, popular comedian Calibos talks about life and his love for rap music.
Calibos, Mama V, Ava.
My name is Kwame Sefakain, and most of you know me as a media personality, but I am also a family man. The UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, saves me so much time by letting me do almost all of my banking transactions on my phone. The cardless withdrawal feature allows me to withdraw cash from any UMB ATM without an ATM card. I can also pay bills, transfer money, request for a loan, invest money, and so much more. So now, I can spend less time at the bank and more time with the ones I love. Bank anywhere and anytime with a UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, and get the time to do what you love most. Download the UMB Speed App from your Android, iOS, or Windows phone today. Call 0302-633-988 for more information. UMB Speed App, Digibank, let's go!
Kremasa, Ghana, so we pay correct medicine pa. And you make us super. Me a super medicine ankasa. Because our job no enye better. They won't see how beautiful and high quality your work is. That be what them they use believe you. That be why me too. It be only super cement at the use. Cement mu cement. Cement papa. Intere me crimes in from me cause super. Because me the super cement and dimity ra.
Super Cement is designed to ensure that your buildings stand strong for generations. Build with Supersem Cement. Build your dream. Build.
And it's time now for sports with Benedict Owusu.
Now, Chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee for Sports and Culture, Alex Ajikum, wants the National Sports Authority and the Ghana Athletics Association to bury their differences and focus on Team Ghana at the ongoing African Games in Morocco. Now, this morning, the NSA released a statement that they don't recognize the re-election of Professor Francis Dodo as Chairman of the GA. Before the statement, Professor Dodo had stated that the NSA must reconsider their posture towards them. Well, Alex Ajikum says the back and forth won't help anyone, especially in this time of the African Games.
It is a very worrying situation that all many Ghanaians should have consent for. For some time now, there has been a ding-dong battle between the stakeholders, the GA, the Ministry, National Sports Authority. We are going to be banned. And these are things that I believe that as stakeholders we could have avoided. And so that is a worrying aspect that I look at it. And I think that the Select Committee will have to intervene as soon as possible to bring the stakeholders on a round table. Ultimately, is that who have told the whole international community that come 2023 we are going to host the African Games. And it is not a time for us to begin this petty squabble.
Now, Alex Ajikum is Chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee for Sport and Culture. Frank Burberry to Fiorentina is done total agreement for his contract until June 2021. Also, Manchester United have condemned the racial abuse aimed at Paul Pogba on social media after the club's draw with Wolverhampton Wanderers last night. And United say they will take the strongest course of action against any person found guilty of racial abuse and discrimination. That's sports.
Thank you very much, Benedict. Now, the Bank of Ghana has written to rural and community banks to raise their minimum capital requirements to 1 million Ghana cedis or face a shutdown. It follows the recent cleanup of the banking sector, which saw the withdrawal of the licenses of dozens of microfinance companies and finance houses. Joy News editor Fred Smith has details of a statement issued by the bank. What are the details, Fred?
This notice, MFR, is a compliance notice to the rural and community banks as well as microfinance institutions. The instruction was for rural or community banks to raise their minimum capital to 1 million Ghana cedis by the 31st of December 2017 and microfinance institutions to raise to 2 million Ghana cedis to be complied with by 30th of June 2018 respectively. They've not done so. So the Bank of Ghana is directing all of them to meet this respective, the minimum capital as stated above by the 28th of February 2020 and pursuant to section 28(1) of the Banks and Specialized Deposit Taking Institutions Act 2016 and section 11 of the Non-Bank Financial Institutions Act 2008, rural or community banks and microfinance institutions which fail to comply with their respective minimum capitals by the above dates shall be sanctioned. It's signed by the secretary to the bank.
Thank you very much, Fred. Now, 2 aspirants seeking to represent the opposition NDC in next year's parliamentary elections are pledging development as they wrap up their campaigns ahead of elections on Saturday. Incumbent MP Kobna Woyome and Surveyor Maxwell Lukuto both believe they are the best for the South Tongue constituency. The two clashed on Joy News' new election series, Stronghold, on the Joy News channel as they courted the support of delegates. There's more in the following report.
Members of the opposition NDC will on Saturday, August 24, decide which individuals will represent the party as parliamentary candidates in the 2020 elections. For some of the constituencies like the South Tongue, Saturday's contest remains the main event to look forward to, as the 2020 elections is a mere formality. The party has since 1992 held on to the seat, with current MP Kobna Woyome pushing to be handed a 4th term.
Started all across. At the time we had electricity only in our 45 communities, and at the time we were leaving office in 2016, we have electricity extended to well over 350 communities.
The businessman will face stiff competition from Maxwell Lukuto, a surveyor he has beaten on 2 occasions.
I know the nooks and crannies of this constituency.
Mr. Lukuto believes it's time for change.
You are delivering the poorest votes for the NDC in the constituency, and you think you want to reduce further? I'm not sure the constituents are ready to give him any other further chance.
The current MP Kobna Woyome, however, disagrees.
I can tell you I have put out a number into meaningful businesses. And this area is so blessed and so endowed. One of the areas that I think we can do, and we are highly engaging the appropriate persons, is the hospitality business because of the river and then also the location, the geographical location.
And there will be more on the Joy News channel at 3 p.m. today. On the Pulse is the Stronghold segment, and we are moving to K2 South. Now, police in Accra have arrested a man for attempting to commit suicide, popularly known as Dr. Think Twice. He's said to have climbed to the top of the 20-foot statue of Obechebi Lamte at the Obechebi Lamte Circle. It took a team of officers from the fire service to rescue him. Nancy Emefa Jadosi was there.
A middle-aged man seated by the statue, and there you also have a fire person attempting to go close to him and convince him to come down by using the stretcher provided by the Ghana National Fire Service. We don't know how long he has been here, but I see a number of people taking videos. You've been here for how long?
About 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes. So you only saw him 20 minutes ago?
Yes, sir.
What have you been hearing him say?
He said his wife have left him. His wife have left him. So because of that, he had a broken heart.
So you got here 20 minutes, so you cannot say at what time he got here. But how long now has he?
But I mean, one said, since I'm Mrs. from me, he said,
and he did that just to raise awareness about the pressures in society. Now, for a lot of people, comedian Calibos is known for mainly his hilarious sketches with actress Ahonfe Patri, like this one.
Hello, Calibos.
Baba to Baba. Patri, don't. The whole world, you're the only person who can take my heart off my chest and bring it back. Surgery matters. You are the only in Katia in Mangari.
But Calibus says he's got more to offer his fans than just comedy, and it is rap music. Here's what he did on the Cosmopolitan Mix with Mama V Owusu-Abuaji today.
Hey, baby. Baby, rap it. Okay, I can rap. I can do something. Yeah. Turn me up, Bradash.
Okay.
Yes. Calibus. Mama V. Ava. Young boy. Made the rich do wusu wasante. SMB block straight up. What the side say? Pity pedami school na me boogie dance. Hey, what better say? When the mother take a cat, but they can hold the bashai. But the baby would catch every day, me flip a chigat. But the two baby same nobody would do what them. This is better with them. Alright, so would you better from them? They get check up the palada said the Becalava for the Boga take a bit of the Boga said what
Richard Asante, popularly known as Calibus, doing the spitting there on the Cosmopolitan Mix with Mama V Owusu-Abuaji, and that's how we end this afternoon's edition. I certainly put a smile on your face tonight. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. I am MFA Pau. Thanks so much for your company.